Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the 4-3 show. Sadly, Pat actually decided to show up. He's been annoying today.
Why is
But-
that sad?
Happens earlier than I normally am.
Wait, were you?
I pulled in promptly at 7:53 p.m.
Yeah, when I went to go throw my Diet Coke out, he was walking out.
Wow. I'm actually proud of you.
I posted.
Very committed to the not here bit.
Yeah.
Hiding in the corner.
Yeah, he was hiding in the corner.
Yeah,
What are you
Parker.
doing?
I'm kind of
Sad I can't see you.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of
Yeah,
sad.
why are
I'm
you
new to
sitting
my
in
right.
the studio with Dom? You never
Give
do
Dom
that.
some company.
Avoid Draymond.
And that-
It's
Well,
about
because
time
it's now like
Now
the
we
whole
can-
point of me being alone was I didn't have to wear my mask, but now the pandemic is over.
Not like we live together right
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
now.
So
The pandemic is over. That's fine.
it's I mean, like,
No, that's funny though.
you know, depends where you live.
Pandemic did January 2021.
Well,
Prove me otherwise.
we had COVID.
That's true. We did get COVID after that.
yeah, hold on a minute.
Hold on.
Pandemic over.
Wait a minute.
Let's move on from the pandemic that is so-called over, and let's get into our show. I'm Ryan Blank. I have Pat here for once. Dom and Parker. Gentlemen, how we doing though today?
Excellent.
It's good.
Can't complain.
I enjoyed my spring break.
Yeah, me too.
That's a good one, Dom. Besides, you actually got to go to Vegas.
Well,
Well, yeah, that's.
Well, I thought he was talking about the Cronkite.
I
news,
feel
how we didn't
so
get
much
one.
safer behind the glass. It's like when you start tapping the glass at like the gorilla enclosure. I'm just afraid Ryan's gonna charge it now. Like the gorillas do.
No,
You seen those videos?
Throw some feces at
No.
you.
Like there's a little kid posing in front of the gorilla, and then like the gorilla charges the thing.
no, I've never seen
No.
that.
Well, I feel like a little kid right now. I'm scared of Ryan.
Ryan, have you ever been to a zoo before?
Yes, when I was like 6,
You
Ryan,
haven't
we gotta
been back
take
since
to
you
a
were.
zoo, dude. We gotta take you to.
Have you never been back to a zoo since you were 6?
basically.
Wow.
Damn, that's a.
I don't go to the zoo.
Well, like
The zoo's
ethical
great.
zoos are the best.
the zoo.
Well, here's the thing.
Yes.
You know.
The Kansas City Zoo is like an hour away from me, so it's not worth the
Uh,
drive.
I beg to differ. We should go to the Phoenix.
Yeah,
Zoo
the
sometime.
Phoenix Zoo is great.
Phoenix Zoo's awesome.
I went
Well,
there.
There's a Phoenix Zoo?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
it's right by
Of
Rolling
course.
Hills.
Yeah.
That's what that is?
Yeah, you
Yes.
drive far enough, you might kill the last white African
I
rhino.
probably haven't.
Yeah, you
I've
know,
probably hit a few animals,
Ryan, no,
honestly.
Ryan, on hole 3, like that one that's got like the little ditch,
Yeah.
like right off to the left, that's the zoo.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
No,
It's
it's,
a very-
It's,
it's
a
a-
great zoo. It's
I
huge.
did not know that.
It's very big.
I probably hit an
The
animal or
food
two.
places though will
Oh, the
just
food
not
places at the
be.
zoo are disappointing.
Yeah, they'll just not be open too. Like I remember Emily and I were trying to find this one particular place next to a couple exhibits that we were going by. It took us forever to find it, only for it to not be open. I was
Yeah.
furious. Yeah.
Tune in next week to Zoo Review on Blake Radio, BlakeRadio.com.
I did not know that Phoenix had a zoo.
What?
It's nice. We should go to.
Yeah, it's great. You can pet
It's
the.
the perfect time of year to go to.
They have manta rays.
Like stingrays that you can
Mhm.
pet as they.
Those things are
Oh,
awesome.
wow.
They're so cool. They're like dogs of the ocean, pretty much.
So pretty much I'm going to be forced to go to the Phoenix Zoo.
Well, we're not forcing you to go.
No, we would like you to go.
You got to pay for them.
But
worth it.
Ryan, you're 21. Everyone clap it up for Ryan's 21.
Yeah. happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yes, then I got made fun of all the time.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
I got- No, you made fun of me for wanting chocolate milk on my cheat day.
That is true.
You made fun of me.
Ryan's
Well,
birthday.
so
You can
Ryan,
have any
it's not-
alcoholic beverage on the planet, and he asked Parker for a chocolate.
Well, hold on.
Mm.
Time out.
Well,
Should've
Ryan,
spiked
it's
it or
not the
something.
fact that on your cheat day because you like chocolate milk. I mean, like
I
not
love
gonna
chocolate
Ryan
milk.
spices, you know.
but it was your 21st birthday, and you're
Oh,
like, look,
well,
I'm drinking
well,
chocolate milk. That's a
No,
little-
not true. I had an alcoholic beverage later that night, but also
Okay.
I did go to the bars once it hit midnight. So
yes.
it's not like I didn't drink on my 21st birthday.
Why didn't you
Let's-
post that on your Twitter, Ryan?
What?
Go to the chalky milk.
Hey,
Goes.
it actually got some good engagement.
Yeah,
More
did.
than most of my tweets do.
chocolate milk is popular, man.
Just goes to
That's
You know what got
because-
more engagements? Dom's ratio.
I didn't ratio
He
him.
quote tweeted it and just did better.
No, it didn't. It helped. I was helping my boy out
I appreciate
while
it.
also.
It was also really funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
It was also really funny,
But
but
we do have to say though, those cheat days, like Ryan with his diet. Speaking of cheat days, he's looking good.
Yes.
Ryan's losing weight. He's
Mhm.
looking good. He's feeling better. Proud of you.
mentally we're not,
Fantastic.
but overall.
No. Like, you're doing fine. But you're looking good.
Thank you. I appreciate the rare compliment from Pat to me.
But
But let's get into the show. So, Pat, we'll start with you.
Uh-huh.
Your favorite athlete ever, unretired.
Mhm.
The MLB lockout lasted longer than Tom Brady's retirement.
It's so sad.
What was your reaction when that came out yesterday?
Well, I can't say it was surprise.
Mhm.
Like I was not surprised that it happened. The Buccaneers made no moves to gear towards the quarterback, so I kind of figured something was coming. Gronk never retired, which also kind of hinted towards Brady not being totally retired. I think the second Gronk retires is the second you know Brady's done for good. Like Gronk will play until Brady's done. So I think that was my initial reaction, and I'm happy about it. I could watch him play every day for the Tom Brady. I will always love Tom Brady. It's just in my blood to love Tom Brady. However, I just kind of wish it ended with the Patriots and then unended with the Patriots and then ended again with the Patriots. But it's fine. That's with the Bucs. It's fine.
Sure.
They've treated him well.
They've treated him well. They love
But I
him.
know we all know your hatred for Bruce Arians.
Yeah, the fact that I have to root for another Bruce Arians run team for another year now, that absolute scumbag. I mean, he's just a loser, that guy. I cannot stand Bruce Arians.
He has a Super Bowl ring.
No, not like a literal loser, not like a football loser, just a loser in general.
And I think he is too, because I think he was a part of the Steelers coaching staff when they beat the Cardinals.
Yeah, he Bruce, I don't know, he's just a toddler in an overweight old man's body.
The best is he wears his how they have their headset. He
Mhm.
wears his strap across his chest.
Yeah,
Looks like a what's it called? Oh, I had it
man purse,
Like a
not a man purse.
satchel.
No, the
Indiana Jones wears one.
it goes right this.
Heart rate monitor?
No, not a heart rate monitor.
I don't know.
Like a GoPro?
Utility belt.
No, it's all right, whatever. It's not
You
important.
can keep playing categories all night.
You're setting us in loops here, buddy.
I wore it to ASU sporting events.
Fanny pack.
Yeah, fanny pack. Yes. Oh wow.
I win.
It looks like a fanny
job.
pack except it's for his headset, which
It's
is
not a purse. It's a satchel. Indiana Jones wears one.
Mhm.
Great movie. Go
Never
watch
seen
guys.
it.
Hangover?
Oh, Hangover?
You seen The Hangover?
I haven't seen it in 6 years.
Yeah,
but,
you should watch The Hangover.
I'm down.
It's a good movie.
it would
Movie
be
nice.
a good movie night.
It
Yes.
would be a good movie night.
All right.
This Wednesday we're watching The Hangover.
Parker.
Of course.
Live on air.
The Bucs were not the only team to get a top tier quarterback, well, at least back, because the Broncos traded for Russell Wilson.
Mhm.
And I get to say this. I was the one that told you at first because you were doing a mock draft.
Yeah, that's the irony of it all. I think that was the funniest part about all that. But yeah, no, I mean, it was quite the thing to be surprised by. I wanted to see the details before I get excited. I don't like to get excited about a trade, especially a significant trade. Someone say blockbuster trades because that means you had to give up a lot to get that person. So until you know what you gave up, there's no reason to be celebrating. But it was a decent haul. I'd say the Seahawks got a pretty good return. Wasn't expecting for Shelby Harris to be involved. That completely was not on my radar. I was kind of thinking Jerry Jeudy was going to be thrown in there, but instead another young, talented receiver with Noah Fant. He got shipped over there, and then of course Drew Lock was in there with picks. As far as the picks go, pretty similar to kind of what I was envisioning. There was an extra second-round pick and a fifth. We also got a fourth back as well, so it's almost like that didn't really happen. So it really just comes down to the 2 firsts, 2 seconds. We didn't give up pick number 64, which we got from the Rams. I was hoping that was going to be the pick we gave up number 40. Not too big of a difference though, but yeah, I like the trade. I'm excited because this is a stacked division. Every game is going to be prime time. The quarterback play is through the roof. I mean, the fact that Derek Carr is QB4 in the division speaks volumes because he's a really good quarterback. He's a really good quarterback. He's a really good quarterback.
Top 15.
Yeah.
Almost top 10.
Yeah, he's a fringe top 10, 11, 12 guy. Like that's good. So, and to say, again, that's the worst guy in the division, arguably. That says a lot. So I think every game's going to be
Arguably the worst in the division. I think he's tried and true, top to bottom, the worst in that division.
Yeah, no, he is. But I'm hesitant with the word choice because I do think he's a good quarterback, and I don't want to disrespect the guy. But I am excited for Russ, though.
Derek Carr's not a bum.
I just baited the hell out of him, didn't
He's
I?
not a bum.
Yeah.
I thought he was a bum, but he's actually not that bad.
That was kind of funny.
Derek Carr is better than Mac Jones.
Yeah, I think Derek Carr is fine. Well, no, but I think Derek Carr is no.
Derek Carr's better than McCorkle.
Derek Carr is in his prime. Mac Jones was a rookie. So
Yeah.
comparing apples to oranges.
But, yeah, so I am really excited though. Good quarterback play has been something I haven't seen since Peyton Manning. And even with Manning, his last year was not good quarterback
That
play.
was
So
awful.
so
bad.
I'm
It
I'm
was
really,
terrible.
I'm really happy that we got him. I wasn't really expecting it. Trying to look at getting Rodgers. Maybe they brought in Hackett to be their head coach, so there was a little bit more connections, more validity this time around than maybe last offseason before the draft last year. But we got Russ, and I think it's going to be really good because the O-line is not one of the best aspects of this team, but still better than Seattle, so he's going to have the luxury of that. As far as receiving cores go, top-end talent was better in Seattle, but I think there's more depth in Denver, so he's going to have a lot of guys to utilize. And I'm just excited to be able to not my hair out at quarterback play. Really, that's what it comes down to. And who knows? This team could definitely go on a run. They can get back to the playoffs, and that's going to be really refreshing.
All right, so before we get into March Madness, which is really the main thing, because the bracket was released yesterday. There's still a little bit more football to go.
brackets.
We got a bracket.
Wait, one more NFL thing.
Oh no, we got more NFL. Don't worry.
Okay.
We got more NFL.
Oh, okay,
So
I'm just gonna say
I want to talk about the Chargers.
A
real
30-minute
quick.
meeting before the show went horribly.
Yeah, because you guys didn't show up. Tom had to go call his mom.
I'm busy.
Pat's just lazy.
I'm busy.
And then Parker was
He has
watching the
class-
Warriors.
He has class on Mondays.
I do. I have class until
Like,
12:45 in the afternoon on Mondays. Thank you very much. I was busy.
Oh yeah, yeah. Were you just playing Valor on your computer?
No, I was playing NASCAR Heat 5. Thank you very much.
Oh,
idiot.
so close.
No.
Oh, thanks.
You
But-
dullard.
Just don't give them the
You can hear you.
Thanks for the validation, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But the Chargers, I hate to see it, but they're making a lot of moves.
Well, I mean, listen, Ryan. The guys they're acquiring are, unfortunately for those guys, gonna get hurt. It's the reality of playing for
Khalil
the
Mack's never going to be healthy.
That's why I don't get
JC
too
Jackson will
concerned.
only play like 10 games.
No, you don't say that. Don't say that about my boy JC
Well,
Jackson.
so
Hey, it's not because of JC Jackson, it's because of
The
the Chargers.
curse that will be
yeah,
brought
it's
upon
funny
them.
because one of
I
my
wanted the Chiefs to sign JC Jackson.
one of my dear friends, Sean, if you're
Yeah,
listening,
he's
he's a big Chargers fan. He's very self-aware of the Chargers, and he's like, I kind of like the JC Jackson signing because he's got no injury history. I'm like, oh, he's due. And he goes, damn, you're right. It's funny because JC Jackson was really good.
He's
my
one of the best corners in the league.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
yeah.
one thing with JC
He's a
Jackson
ball
is he's never been the number one corner because he's played alongside Stephon Gilmore. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with
Last
that.
year he was the number one corner.
Yeah,
Yeah, because Gilmore didn't touch the field as a Patriot, so
right.
and he was fantastic.
Yeah, so if he can continue to be good, which he showed that, and Asante Samuel Jr. was really good last year. I mean, the Chargers have a ton of potential.
Yeah, they did.
Or could JC Jackson be like another Malcolm Butler, like thrived under Bill Belichick and then
Left and was awful.
left?
I would like to see that.
I don't think he'll be awful, but I do think that he probably won't be as good in a different
He's-
scheme for a different coach.
He's
You know, I
better than
agree with
Malcolm
that.
Butler was.
Yeah.
I think that it's
Yeah.
not even close.
Oh yeah, for sure. Malcolm Butler is known for that one play and then a decent season after it.
but no,
Hey, and then he made his money.
some regression though.
Out of that.
The fact that he's on the Chargers only confirms that there will be some regression.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. But
That's how it goes. So we don't.
Chargers get their number one corner.
But
But
Frank Clark is staying in Kansas City.
oh no,
Ryan,
Yeah.
2 years for the $29 million base with an upside to $36 million.
oh God.
Mhm.
Or he's a
Okay.
cap money, if you ask me.
Okay. You know what? That probably just takes down his cap hit for this year, which you know what? I'm okay with. I'm okay with that. I was happy keeping Frank Clark if they would just get his cap hit down from the third highest in the NFL. And I think that's what they just did. So you know what? I'll take it. Hopefully he just stays healthy and does something. But hey, you mentioned the Chiefs. It's a sad day because Tyrann Mathieu is not returning. But they got Justin Reed. So
It's a good way to replace a really good safety. I mean, Reed's a solid guy, and I'll let you talk more because that's going to be your guy. But I remember watching him at Stanford a lot. I hated when USC would play him because he was a really good player. He stood out. Is good for the Texans, one of the few good players during the last couple of years. So I think you guys got a good one. And I don't know what the rest of the safety market looks like. I know Kareem Jackson's a free agency from Denver, but I don't know the extent of the other guys. So he's definitely one of the better guys to go out there and get if you're going to replace a guy like Matthew.
yeah, so looking at it, I think the big difference is that the Chiefs are going to go young. And Tyrann Mathieu's 29. Justin Reed just turned 25 last month. So I think the deal's pretty team friendly. It's only 10.5 per year, which I think is very much worth it over 3 years. I think he's just going to grow, and I think that the Chiefs need a physical safety, and that man will lay a hit on anyone, which I think is great to have. But you guys know I love Tyrann Mathieu. I have ever since he was at LSU. He's been one of my favorite players, and it sucks that he's probably gone. Well, most definitely gone. But hey, he came to Kansas City, got them a championship ring, and that's all I needed to see.
He didn't get the championship ring.
He is a huge reason why they
He
won.
played really well that playoff run.
And the Chiefs defense
And
was
he's been bad ever
much
since.
improved compared to 2018, and he was a big reason for that.
Well, now he's gone.
You know,
Back to a bottom 10 defense.
they'll be top 25.
We are familiar faces.
You know what, Pat? I'll bet you right now that the Chiefs do not have a bottom 10
He loves
defense.
to do this shit.
Well,
I did it with Dominic
I wouldn't. Don't say that. I would not go. Yeah, I mean,
I
you
did
already
it with
brought it. up.
dominant
Wait,
work.
did I swear?
You did.
Oops.
It's a minor one.
It just slips
No,
out.
that word is on the list.
It just slips out.
Oh
dude.
well.
So,
what are we
Pat,
gonna do about it,
20
guys?
bucks?
Yeah, sure. I'll put $20 on.
All right.
bucks.
You said 25. Was the number 25?
No,
I am actually so
Bottom 10.
interested in how
Bottom
this
10?
shapes
Okay,
out.
22. What metric are we going based on? Because Ryan and I, we had this disagreement. Luckily, they were clearly top 20, so it didn't matter.
Pat, what metric do you want to go based off this?
I don't give a darn.
I did did their points per game and their yards per game and then averaged where their rank was. That's what we
Let's
Deal?
do that.
Let's
Deal.
do that.
All right, there you go.
I
You
am
got it.
very
Why not?
curious
Let's do
how
it.
this goes
On YouTube.
because
Hey,
Fine.
let's see if I can move to 2-0 on these
Tyrann
bets.
is kind of the glue of that group, so that's a tough thing.
And also
to
look at the
figure out.
freaking division they're playing in now.
Yeah, that's a lot of quarterback play
Just
you gotta
wait.
go against.
Just wait. That defense is going to shock
Just
everybody.
wait till 6-11, buddy. Patrick Mahomes blows out his knee in week 3. Predicting it right now.
You say this every year.
Yeah, and it's gonna happen eventually.
Oh my God.
I'm due. Oh, I was about to say who do they play week 3, but we don't have to schedule that.
My Lord, Patrick.
We will see.
As someone who has a
Wait,
team
hold on.
with a
What if it's the
superstar
Bills
who
week
is-
3?
If it's the Bills week 3, then I hope it's week 4. Or maybe even week 2. And then the underdog backup quarterback wins it for Patrick in week 3 against the Bills. Which would be
Shane
funny 'cause-
Bouchel?
Yeah, because that means that the Bills lost to
Shane
Shane
Bouchel
Bouchel.
is in the NFL.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was on the Chiefs practice squad.
Wow,
What about
that's
Shane?
astounding.
Proud of you, buddy.
All
I
right.
lost a job to Sam Ellinger at Texas.
Before we move on, there's one more thing we have to talk about. Aaron Rodgers returned to the Packers, which I don't think is too shocking. But the news that came out today is that Devontae Adams will not sign the franchise tag. Do you guys think that there's any chance that deal gets done?
Well, after the bag that Christian Kirk got, my
Dude.
Lord,
Yeah,
what's
that's bad.
Devontae Adams gonna
That-
get?
That's so bad.
Christian Kirk is a bum, and Devontae
Ryan-
Adams is gonna use that as
Oh,
dude. If
my
I'm the
God.
Packers front office, I am calling Christian. I'm putting a hit on Christian Kirk. I am saying you have screwed us like
Dude.
royally.
the inflation that's going to occur at the receiver market because of that. Because like Tyreek Hill's looking for his new
Yeah.
contract, that gives him leverage. You mentioned Devontae Adams as well. Oh my God, the Jaguars, you fools! What are you
Michael
doing?
Corleone
And
Christian Kirk, if I get the
and
chance.
look, a lot of it is incentive, so that means he's playing well, and in a way he's earning it. But I just don't see him
No.
earning it.
He's getting 37 mil just off the top because he's getting
Yeah.
37 of it is guaranteed, and another 20 in a signing bonus. So
Well, yeah,
57
it's
of it.
He has a
Unbelievable.
chance to make 10 million in yearly incentives
thought-
because it's
yeah, 10 or 12.
72. It's 72 million as of right now. He can make it up to 82.
This is the former wide receiver 3 on the Arizona Cardinals. We're
He's
talking.
not
They
that
are
good.
foolish.
Well, also,
Christian
let's talk
Kirk-
about this real quick. The Jaguars also gave
Zay
Zay
Jones
Jones 10 million a
I
year.
did see
Yeah.
that.
That's
Dude,
bad.
some teams.
It's just bad.
Some
And then they gave Evan
teams-
Ingram
oh.
10 too.
There's a
Just-
reason the Jaguars have been the poop hole.
Just because you have cap space
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah,
mean
because
you
they just got
sign-
money to poop at Christian
Like,
Kirk.
like,
apparently.
like just because you have money doesn't mean you do that because there's a thing called rolling over. Like the cap can roll
Yeah.
over to the next year. You don't have to go balls to the walls to
You
sign
know,
these guys.
and I agree with that.
Kirk-
But hold on. I
Yeah,
need to give the
feels
Jaguars
nuts.
credit. Getting Braden Sheriff from the
that was good. I like
the
that.
Commanders
Yeah.
was a good move.
Yeah.
That was a good move.
It's just,
but come
oh
on.
my
Giving
God.
Zay Jones
Donald on Christian Kirk. Hold up, and I want
and
to hear it.
Christian Kirk, that is just ridiculous how much money they
Let's hear it.
gave.
So Christian Kirk had a career year of 982 yards and 5 touchdowns.
And that's in 17 games. He wasn't injured. He didn't miss a single game.
17 games.
That's horrible.
Yeah, he played all 17 games.
That's
And
horrible.
D Hop was hurt like half the year.
Yeah, and
My
maybe
question is-
maybe he gets 1,000 if Kyler doesn't miss those 2 or 3 games. But
My question is,
Mm.
would you guys, if you're the Jaguars,
Sign Christian
rather
Kirk for that
pay-
much money now.
Would you rather pay DJ Chark and brought him back, or pay Christian Kirk, but not as much?
Charge. Easy.
Thank you.
I'd
I got
rather-
in an argument today, and someone kept saying Christian Kirk. I was
with
like,
who?
no way. No way.
I'd rather-
Name drop him.
Oh, 2 people: Austin Nicholson and Zach Larson.
Okay.
Zach Larson, you're a fool.
Dude,
Austin Nicholson, I don't know you, but you're also a fool.
dude, all I know is I'd rather just draft a guy in the 2nd or 3rd round.
Yeah, that was a
Like,
bad
it's
sign.
a great class. Like the last couple of years have been great. Take one of those guys, give him a rookie contract. Like you don't need to be spending big bucks for a wide receiver market where you're not getting a particularly great guy. You're getting a very average guy, and it's hilarious to me because the J.C. Jackson contract is a pretty good one. You're getting one of the best corners in the league on paper. Again, Chargers disclaimer, but like on paper, you're getting a really good player.
Yeah.
And the market for a corner, like free agency wise, like teams typically overpay because you're going to do whatever you take or whatever you have to do to get the guy that you want to take from another team.
Yeah, that's fair.
And the fact that he's making less money than an average wide receiver in free agency is actually so funny. It's so funny to me.
Yeah, but I don't get the Jaguars, dude. They're gonna have a solid offensive line. I will say this: that offensive line will be good for Trevor
Oh.
Lawrence.
Speaking of offensive lines,
But
Bengals did some work today to try and help out Mr.
oh,
Joe
that
Burrow.
was
so
a big move.
he's
Getting
a-
Alex Kappa.
he's a
from the
big
Buccaneers.
winner today
Yeah.
to bring in some guys for him.
No. Was it worth a shot? No. I'm not doing it. I knew you would do it. But okay, let's move on to March Madness because that's the highlight of it all. Despite having despite having some great football signings today, come on, it's March. And I know Nick Odell would be beside himself, especially with you, Dom, if we did not spend a good chunk of time talking about this.
Sorry. College basketball? Is it over yet?
That was a very impressive snore.
Thank you.
If I do say so myself.
Thespian.
What?
I was a thespian. Somebody who does theater.
Okay.
Did you not know that?
I'm an actor.
I didn't know what thespian
Dude,
was.
Ryan knew a word that you didn't. This kid has the vocabulary of like a 6th grader.
No, come on. At least give me 8th grader.
Fine.
Deal.
Yeah, deal.
Deal. All right.
$3. Take it or leave it.
Dom, give us your insight or
My insight.
review of the bracket.
Saying insight makes it seem like I'm this expert. I'm just a co-host on the college basketball bonanza. But
Well, I'm trying
Name
to make
drop.
you sound good.
yeah, no, thank you. I mean, I think this is going to be a very exciting tournament because it can go so many different ways. There's been so many just bizarre random upsets, and that's of course a given in college basketball. So this tournament is probably going to get very hectic. There's so many things on this bracket that I filled out where I'm like, I can see this happening, but I could also like not. And when I filled this out the other last night, I'm like, oof, I'm like I like hate this bracket because I didn't feel very confident. I made some adjustments today during the sports bureau when I should have been doing some work. I ended up doing some work, but
Do you ever do work in the sports?
yeah,
bureau?
100%. I've submitted as many stories as a lot of the writers.
I'm proud of you, Dom.
Thank you. But it's bracket season, so
I still have to fill one out.
you haven't filled one out.
I've been busy, okay? I'm gonna
Dude,
do
it
it
takes
tonight.
5 minutes to
Come on,
fill out the bracket, and then you can.
No, it takes me longer than 5 minutes.
Well, it takes 5 minutes, then you can readjust.
That's
Mhm.
fair. That's fair.
But I think that there are some really sneaky good upsets in here. The Wabbits.
Yeah.
Who?
The Wabbits.
Who's that?
South Dakota State. The Jackrabbits.
No.
Mhm.
They're not beating my boys.
Heck yeah.
Who are
They
your
are.
boys?
I didn't say they're going to be KU.
No.
The Friars?
Yes, I love the Friars.
Oh, the Friars are going to get the floor wiped.
Providence. They're
I
49th.
love Ed Cooley, okay?
They're
That man
49th
is a
in
national icon.
They're going down.
Yeah, he's a good coach. There's a reason this
It's
team
going
is
to be
Okay.
lost 5
raining
games.
threes.
Okay, so Dom,
When they face the highest scoring offense in the nation, they're going to get absolutely ran off the floor.
that's fair. That is fair. So Dom, you kind of segued for us into it. Top upset that you guys think is going to happen. You gave yours, Parker. What's your top upset that you can see from the first round?
Well, first I want to say Michigan does not deserve to be in. Now that I've made that statement, I think that for me, a big upset. I mean, you mentioned that one, Dom. That's a good one. I would say that Vermont has a chance to beat Arkansas. I do have that bubbled in, but I feel like as far as upsets go, yeah, because that's a great like first round matchup. Oh my gosh, brackets. There's only 2% that are still perfect right now, kind of game. But one that I'm looking forward to, or two teams are Virginia Tech and Davidson, 10 and 11 seed, and I think they're both going dancing. Duke's going down to Davidson. You heard it here first. I pray they don't lose to Michigan State.
Well, and today
Okay.
we received a gift from ESPN is that the People's Bracket and who picked whom has been released after 24 hours worth of brackets have been submitted. So you said Virginia Tech and Davidson to the Sweet 16, Parker.
I like it. Yeah.
So Virginia Tech is currently in 19% of brackets going on to the Sweet 16.
Shout out John Stern.
Yes. And then Davidson is pretty far down there because they're going up against Duke. Only in 6% of brackets, the Sweet 16.
Understandable. I wouldn't really expect it to be any higher, but I
My
feel good
Tech's
about it.
only in 5%. So
I have Virginia Tech in my 8.
Ooh, possibility. I
Really?
mean, look, a
You
lot
think
of
the Baylor?
times, those double-digit seeds, there's always like one that tends to go on that run.
Okay, so
Can I
Pat,
read you guys my final? Because you know I'm clueless on college basketball.
so Pat, I want to know who's one of your big upsets.
yeah, we're gonna get there.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Let's go to my big upsets. My really big upsets that I have New Mexico State beating UConn,
Okay.
which is my grandfather's alma mater. UConn.
Possibility.
So,
That one scares me a little bit.
Then I have whoever wins the first 4 beating Alabama.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, because just I can't stand Alabama people.
Mm.
Their fans more specifically. I have Davidson beating Michigan State, which isn't a huge upset. I have Virginia Tech, not a big upset. Chattanooga beating Illinois first round.
The Mocs.
Honestly, that's not a bad one.
It could happen.
I have South Dakota State over Providence.
Yes, the Wabbits.
I'm really thinking about taking Colgate over Wisconsin, dude.
No, that's
I-
That is my big
Oh,
upset. Colgate over
Let's go.
Wisconsin.
Let's go.
If Johnny Davis is off, Wisconsin is not good.
their average win.
Johnny
margin
Davis is fantastic, though.
Yeah, Johnny, he's their only player, and
Yes.
he's currently banged up.
That's
That's
either 3 or 4.
horrible.
One of the, but either way, that is.
But
Oh, that's
they're
such a low.
17-point favorites on Ken Palm. And the funny thing is so I of course have a Ken Palm subscription. And
Isn't
Colgate,
that one of your Christmas gifts every year?
I mean, for the past 2 years, yes.
I thought it's been like past 3 or 4.
No.
Oh, wow, huge freaking difference, dude.
Hey, you know what?
I had no
I don't need the
idea.
attitude, Pat.
I had
Watch
no
it.
idea that Ken Palm existed before I met Nick.
Yeah, me neither.
But so the way these things match up, Colgate, their effective field goal percentage on offense is 11th. Wisconsin's effective field goal percentage on defense is 148. Wisconsin's offensive effective field goal percentage is 259. And Colgate's effective field goal percentage on defense is 127. Now, of course, the disparity of where the teams these two teams have played are very
Give
different.
me Colgate in the first round.
Dude, I'm considering it.
You know what mascot Colgate is, Ryan?
Don't it? Hold on.
Give it to me, Pat.
Toothpaste.
No.
Raider.
Oh, let's go!
Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is back.
Nick Foles has just re-signed to a 2-year, $5 million extension, baby. That's what I like. That's what I like.
Yeah.
You like that? Who do you think you are? I am.
It's not like someone like big just sign or like big trade, and then I go on Twitter and I'm like,
Acting like J.C. Jackson like changed his mind and decided to re-sign with them.
No, J.C. Jackson's a traitor. Nick Folk a real one.
Nick Folk, a real one. All right. So, Pat, now go ahead. Give us your final 4.
All right, my final 4. I have 3 1 seeds in my final 4. This is the first time I've ever done this. Usually I like to have a few more upsets.
Mhm.
Okay.
I have that too, and it feels
Yeah.
gross.
It
I have-
does. It always feels gross.
I have Gonzaga, Baylor, Arizona, and Iowa.
Iowa.
Iowa's not a bad one. I feel good about Kansas. That's who I have representing that region. But Iowa they can very
They're,
easily.
they're
win
one
that
of the
game.
hottest teams.
Now my final. I have Gonzaga versus Arizona,
Mhm.
and I have Arizona winning it.
I don't blame you for that
That's
pick.
the most popular final pick. So
Mhm.
you're in good company. I that was my final pick last night. I haven't changed it today.
Mhm.
Well, I don't love the idea of picking Arizona because I feel like they could be flaky in the tournament.
Well, yeah, they have
Mhm.
a very bad history of late. Now, new head coach Sean Miller is no longer at the helm. It's Tommy Lloyd, who's a first-year head coach. And as far as I know, the only first-year head coach to win a national title is Kevin Ollie at UConn, so it's possible. It's possible. It's happened in the last decade. Arizona also has very little tournament experience on their team. That is one thing that UConn has had. They had Shabazz Napier, who was their backup point guard.
Shabazz Napier, I love that
Yeah,
guy.
he was the backup point guard on their 2011 championship team, and then Ryan Boatwright, who was like their backup shooting guard on that championship team. So they had experience. That's what kind of swayed me away from Arizona. But the way that they play basketball, they're the tallest team in the tournament now that Florida State is no longer playing. So their height is they're tall in everyone, and then the way that they play, they now lead the nation of the teams that are remaining in assists per field goals made. So they play team basketball. They get good looks for their teammates, and when you're passing the ball effectively to guys that are 7 feet tall, it builds well.
What, Pat? Pat, you got something else you're thinking about?
No, I'm just. This is like.
You're contemplating switching, aren't you?
Well, no, it's like normally I make my bracket and I'm like, yeah, this is the answer key right here.
Right, exactly.
But this year I just feel gross about it. I don't like my
Yeah.
bracket
But
this
you
year.
know what that means? We might have this killer bracket.
Right. And that's why I don't want to change it because usually what I always do is I make my bracket, I stick to my convictions. Because then if you second guess yourself and you're wrong,
You're like,
you're
Oh,
right.
worst feeling on earth.
So I don't know, like Memphis over Boise State. What a game to pick.
That's,
What a game to pick.
That game is making me lose sleep at night. I don't
well,
like
so
it.
here's the thing.
That game is so tough.
Here's the thing about making brackets is if you're doing this on ESPN, which is what most normal people do, is
normal
each
people.
round is weighted the same. They're all worth 320 points. There's 32 first-round games, and there's only one championship game. So you getting the championship pick correct is worth the same amount as getting every single first-round matchup right.
Are they
And-
vacuuming in the hallway during our show, bro?
Yes, they
Every
are.
time.
They always- it sucks.
Mhm.
And if you pick the 8-9 matchup right, like yeah, good for you. You got that extra 10 points.
Feels
But in the
good.
grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter that much. It's just those games that separate you if there are other people who pick the same winner
Yeah.
as you. That is the point.
Yeah, it doesn't,
So
it doesn't
I
matter as much.
don't worry that much over those games. It's over. Okay, how far do I think this team can go?
Yeah.
Now, if you're like me, you picked a 1 seed to lose in the second round almost every year because generally it happens once a year, if not twice. I think the only exception was in 2018. All 4 of them won.
So, do you have a 1 seed losing in the second round this year?
Yeah, I did.
Which one?
Ooh.
Baylor. It's not Kansas, Ryan. No.
Baylor, really?
He's
Yeah,
shaking, thinking about SDS.
No. I don't know if I'm picking SDSU in that game against Creighton.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good game.
What even is it Creighton? A year later, I still don't know.
What is a Creighton?
The best was when you were saying that, and then their coach used something.
Yeah, you said
Oh,
you must be out of your
yeah.
cotton picking mind. You can't say that.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Those 8-9 games, like you're
Get
saying,
fired.
Great. Now 30 years from now, this is getting clipped just
Yeah.
for saying cotton picking mind,
No,
right?
No.
Oh my
I'm
god!
talking about the Creighton coach.
My lord, Pat.
We're gonna come back to the March Madness is here show if someone does that. So you're good.
Okay, good.
yeah,
I've got your back. You just gotta text me.
Okay, thank you.
those 8-9s and 7-10s, they really don't. And
Well,
maybe
but the
not so much-
7-10 matters more because those teams are more common.
It does matter more, but it still ultimately isn't going to kill you because unless you're picking one of those teams to win the whole thing, like a fool, like it's not going to affect you. But like I'm just so prideful. Like I get so bummed when I get those 50-50 games wrong because early on, and it doesn't matter when March Madness ends and the champions claim, because if you have them, then you're probably going to win your bracket group. But it's just such a pride thing when I find myself down score-wise because the team I had as an 8 or a 9 choked some big lead. And
Well,
it's
and
very
uh,
frustrating.
well, one thing about those games is getting them right gives you the better chance of saying, "Wow, like my bracket is still perfect." Like just holding on to that
Yeah.
hope of saying,
I want that.
"I can win that like grand prize." And obviously, you need to pick the champion right, which is unfortunately with these bracket pools the most important thing. Because not only do you get that 320 for them winning it all, you also get the 160 for them winning in the Final Four, you get the 40 for them winning in the Elite Eight. So picking the champion right is the most important part of the bracket.
I just want
That's what I
like
put most of my work into.
I want a really
All right.
good bracket so bad. So
Dom,
bad.
who's your final 4?
Who's my final 4? Okay, so I gotta pull my bracket, but in the West region, I have the Gonzaga Bulldogs making it to the Final Four.
Okay.
As much as people like to hate on them,
They do.
they have the most tournament wins over the last 15 years of any team in the country. So haters, they're idiots.
Yeah.
They were one bad game away from winning the national championship last year. The South, I do have Arizona. I think that is the toughest region. This region happens to have my favorite 1, 2, 3, and 4 seed. So it's really tough, but
Yeah.
I settled on Arizona. In the Midwest, I have Ryan, your Kansas Jayhawks. I think this is the easiest region to get out of, actually, because
Rock Chalk.
at the 2 seed, they have Frodberg. The 3 seed,
Yes,
they have Wisconsin.
Yes.
And at the 4 seed, you have Providence. Now, Iowa, they're not the fraud eyes.
I feel
They're really good.
bad, dude. So many people I know go to Providence.
Well, they've had a very fun year. They win games. However,
Yeah.
they win them in very
They-
close
they
margins
get
because
your-
they're free throw merchants.
Your blood gets pumping with those
And
guys.
some game they're going to face a team that's not going to foul them, and they're just going to throw up bricks, and they're going to lose. They've had a very fun year.
Yeah.
There have been significantly more game
But-
days.
So my friends are going to be okay with whether or not they win or lose.
No, but they can look back on the year and say, "Wow, this was a lot of fun."
Do you think they're as lucky as?
Yes, they're the luckiest
As it
team in the
seems.
country.
But come
they're,
on,
they're 12-2 in games decided by 5 points or
are
less.
you sure that's all luck? I don't
It's,
know if it's
it's
all
luck,
luck.
but it's also good coaching.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's good coaching as well. At least you'll put that out.
I
Right,
gotta
100%.
say,
You should be coach of the year.
there's
Yes, okay.
something
That's
to
all I
be
need to
said about teams that know how to win gritty games
Yeah.
at the end. Because, well, I think it's a balancing act. I think that you got to be
I have
able
to do
to.
the gritty right now.
No, thank you.
You have to be able to be a team that can
Oh,
go
wait, you don't have an ACL.
blow out another opponent, cover the spread, look really good at home, take care of business against lesser opponents. But you also got to be able to win those close games because some teams will dominate their conferences, and then they get to these really close games against other really good teams, and all of a sudden it's a close game, crunch time. They break that pressure. And so I do think there's something to be said about dealing with it throughout the regular season. But having said that, I do think they're going to lose. But I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, no, they do deserve some credit for winning the games. However, in the long run, they're not going to win 6 straight tournament games. On
Not a great formula.
It's an awful formula. That's what it is. They lost their last game to Creighton by 27 points. So,
Yeah, it's
Okay, you have a point there.
they
They got wiped.
They're fraudulent.
All right, Dom, who's your last Final Four team?
Coming out of the East, I have the 2 seed Kentucky.
Okay.
I went very chalky, which I hate.
Parker, over to you. Who is
Yeah.
your Final Four?
So I want to double down. I can't stand Gonzaga haters. I think part of the reason why I somewhat gravitate towards those guys, like I'm not a fan. That just wouldn't be really true. I don't buy merch. I don't follow them on Instagram. I don't do that, but I do.
Oh, so you're not as big a Gonzaga fan as I am a Mount St. Mary's fan?
Exactly, or like
That
a
was so
Billikens
funny.
fan.
St. Louis Billikens fan?
Mhm, exactly. We're not.
No,
the
Pat
same.
just bought that hat because it looked like me.
Like,
Right, yeah,
Red
exactly.
Dolphins.
yeah. So like I gravitate towards these guys. Like every year, there's so much to like about them. Every year, they do great on Ken Palm. I watch.
Aren't
them
you sick of
play.
them?
I'm
Aren't you
sick. I'm
sick of
sick
them?
of them falling short in my bracket, not hitting when it's been so close. Because last year that was the case against UNC when they lost. That was the case. But I'm like stubborn. This year, I'm like, you know what? They very well could be considered the best team in the country. They were the #1 overall seed. They have been in the past, but if they win and I don't pick them, I will hate myself. So I'm just going to do it out of stubbornness until these guys eventually win before I die, hopefully. But I do think that, yeah, they're not in the best conference, but St. Mary's representing it. They Santa Clara was another solid team. Like, there's some good schools in that conference. Sure, it's not to the likes of these Power Fives, but same can be said about all the other conferences. So I think that they have a decent resume. They make very difficult non-conference games. They struggled early on with those games, but I think that they're a proven team, and they've got Nemhard, who's a senior. Drew Timmy is a junior. Chet's he's a freshman. He's a young blood coming in there and doing his thing. But I think that there's a good balance between the experience that these guys have. I mean, Drew Timmy's a guy that, and Nemhard, that just went on that run to that finals. There's a lot to learn from that. So I got them representing their region. Oh my God, like Dom was saying, the top 3 seeds with Arizona, with Villanova, and with Tennessee, that is just such a bloodbath. That can go several different ways, and I wouldn't be shocked at all. But I have Tennessee representing it. They won the SEC tournament. They looked really good. They've got top 10 defense. They can shoot lights out. They're a team that they've got a lot of good size. Guard plays pretty good. They know how to get to their bigs, and they cash in, and they looked good. They beat Kentucky, so I think that they've proven themselves. They beat some good teams, and I think that U of A is going to be a handful because in my bracket, I have them matching up against each other. That's a tough matchup, but I do think that they can win that game because U of A has a lot of size, but so does Tennessee, so I think that they can kind of neutralize that to a certain extent. Then I have Kansas coming out. That is a really rough region. There's a lot of teams that look fraudulent, and hey, maybe those teams go on runs. Who knows? It's March. But as of right now, it looks like they've got a really easy path. I think Iowa can be a very difficult game for them. Should Iowa be able to get to that game? I'd be shocked if they didn't, but you never know. But I do think this Jayhawks team got some experience, got Remy Martin, a lot of young talent, and Kansas is just—they're kind of hitting their stride. When we were freshmen here, there was a really good team. Couldn't have the March Madness.
Crushing.
It was a really, really good
Dude,
team.
that team,
So-
that was their best chance to win a natty.
Yeah, so
years.
they didn't cash in because they couldn't.
Yeah.
Last year was another solid team, but this team's even better than last year. So I think that there's a lot to like with those guys. And then I have Kentucky representing as well. It's another really good team. They know how to get boards. They're a team that can do a lot of good things really well. When I look at that region, Baylor's the one representing it. They can be a tough matchup. I have those two teams meeting, and I think that's going to be a really good game. But I think that Kentucky's probably my favorite 2 seed that's in the tournament. So I do think that they come out, and that game with Gonzaga would be a really good game, and it could totally go either way.
All right, so I just made my bracket, and
Ain't that easy.
yeah, it was fairly easy. First off,
Just click 63.
Now, getting it right, though,
Yeah.
that's so easy.
first off,
No, impossible.
I have Colgate to the Sweet 16.
What?
Yes,
Oh, I don't know about that
What do you
one.
have them beating? LSU or Iowa State?
Iowa State.
Okay, so here's my thing: is the LSU in 2019 also played without Will Wade in the NCAA tournament, and they beat a very good Yale team, and then they beat a very good Maryland team to make it to the Sweet 16.
That's true, but
That's my thinking because I have them going to be.
I think that LSU team in 2019 was better than this.
Oh, it is 100%.
So
But
that's my basis for that.
they have a really good point guard, Xavier Pinson. They play good press defense that can cause turnovers and allow them to not have to run so much sets on defense to the point where I think they'll be able to beat a bad Iowa State team. And I was Frodson.
So yeah, I have Colgate. I also have Chattanooga in the Sweet 16.
Oh, locks. So do you have UAB beating Houston too?
Yes, I have UAB beating Houston.
All right, you got the Mocs beating the Blazers. Elite mascot matchup, by the way.
So
If you want, I could read off my mascot.
no, but
not necessary. Okay.
I was ready for you too.
can I give my final four? Then
Yeah.
you do it.
Nope.
I mean, if we have time, it's
You know what,
obviously
Pat?
not important.
If you have time for your final four, is what you're saying.
You know what, Pat? Shut up. All right, my final four. I have Gonzaga, Arizona, Purdue,
Wrong.
Purdue.
and Kansas.
Wrong.
I didn't ask for your opinion.
Kansas loses in the round of 32.
To who?
Wait, did you
I
say
don't know who they're playing.
did you say Tennessee in the South?
No, I have Arizona.
Okay. I missed that.
So I have Arizona, Gonzaga, Kansas, and Purdue.
Wrong.
The one I don't feel confident about is Purdue.
I have an answer key here. You're wrong.
Oh, really?
Thank
Yeah,
you.
can that answer key help me with some potential bets?
Hey, can you slide that to me?
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
can-
Can you help us out here?
My bracket. My bracket.
Oh, that's the answer key.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing, Arizona. I think where that inexperience is going to hit them is in the Final Four against.
Oh,
KU.
I have Kansas losing to Texas Southern in the first round.
What if they end up playing Corpus Christi,
Still losing.
Texas A&M?
Still losing. No, I'm kidding. I have them making it to the second round and losing to San Diego State.
I really hope that
Go
happens.
Aztecs.
Well, I'm sure you don't.
Okay, so I think Arizona's going to be fine throughout the tournament. I think where it could hit them is when they have to match up against a team like Tennessee or KU in the Final Four. And the reason why I'm so confident with KU is because Remy Martin has looked really good. He looked good in the
Why wasn't
tournament.
he good at Arizona State?
He was.
He was good at ASU.
It's just the rest of his players weren't.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well,
So
we were gonna go to the tournament freshman year.
I do recall.
So
That
never
is
got
true.
the opportunity.
Also, I will say it. Remy Martin is KU's Malik Newman for this year.
Who?
Okay.
Dom knows Dom, and I'm pretty sure Parker understands where I'm coming from.
the who's
Parker, help me
man.
out here, man.
The who's.
So I think if Remy Martin continues to play it the way that he played in the Big 12 tournament, KU is going to play really well because having him come off the bench as a sixth man, I think is extremely dangerous. So that's why I'm confident in KU. Arizona has been consistently one of the best teams in the country all year, despite having a first-year head coach. Then Gonzaga, they have a very deep team. They've got a great front court. That team, it wouldn't shock me if this year was the year that Gonzaga gets over the hump and wins it all. And
Who
then
won last year? I really thought it was Gonzaga.
It was Baylor.
It was
Baylor.
Baylor
beat
beat
Gonzaga
Gonzaga.
in the final.
They
Oh,
crushed
right.
them.
Because that was like one of the
crushed
most
them.
hyped up finals of all
Right,
time.
right.
Yeah.
Hey, the blowout.
hey, I bet on Baylor to win.
Congrats, Ryan.
So, but
Hey, go
the
Bucs.
last one,
They're gonna lose.
Purdue,
Oh, they won.
Purdue was tough. I think it's
Ryan
that
Campbell.
that offense. That offense that they have can just put up so many points, despite that they can't play defense to save their lives. Again, I think that's the downfall of Iowa is that inability to really play solid defense.
Their defense
So-
has improved a lot lately, though. But yes,
It has, but
I agree.
their defense is still weak.
So
So
here's my thing, Ryan. 9 points, 0 for 2 from 2, 2 of 6 from 3, 3 free throws, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 turnovers. You know what that stat line's from?
say it one more time.
It's a
0
lot
of
to
2
take
from
in.
the
He's like, I gotta think harder.
0 of 9 points, 0 of 2 from inside the arc, 2 of 6 from 3, 3 of 4 at the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 turnovers. You know what that is?
Oh,
That's Remy Martin last year against San Diego State. Against a worse defense this year. That's all I'm going to say. Remy Martin is a horrible matchup. Like, it's a horrible matchup for him against the Aztecs. Now the rest of the players on Kansas
what about
are-
Christian Brown, Ochai Baji?
Well,
Quarterback.
this was when he was on ASU.
Okay, that's true.
Now, he's got much better players, but
Also, did you just say Huda, Ochai, and Baji?
Who?
he's first team All American.
I'll know him when he's in the NBA, a league that matters.
He has a chance to be a lottery pick, so
Can't wait.
He will be a lottery pick. It's really good. Now, I mean, like Remy Martin has much better players on
Yes.
his team this year, but it's going to be up to the wings because Remy Martin's not going to beat SDSU.
no. Do you know who will?
It could be Ochai Baji.
It will be Ochai Baji. And then also don't forget CB.
Yeah.
Shout out Blue Valley Northwest High School.
Except for when Agweka Rope puts the clamps on
Woo!
Christian Rock. Agweka Rope. You don't know who Agweka Rope
You're
is?
just saying syllables, dude.
Agweka Rope might be the worst offensive player on the planet. That dude is clamps and a rebound.
I'm sorry. I'm bad.
Attempt to spell that.
Who? What's it? You said
Agweka Rope.
AGW
No.
AGUEKA
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
ROPE.
There. No E.
ROP?
Yeah.
Agweka Rope.
Agweka.
What a name. God bless him.
He's a baller except for when they're anytime like Ryan, I mean, I hope that you're hoping San Diego State wins. That way we can watch the game together.
You want to watch the game with them?
Yes, it's gonna be fun.
No.
I picked SDSU.
Right.
Watching a game with Ryan with one of his teams is never
But
fun.
Kansas is fun. Kansas is like the Jayhawks are fun.
No, Ryan.
Hey,
No, don't
Ryan.
look at me like
Ryan, pay attention to me.
No.
I'm just gonna act like you're not there, man.
What's up, there?
Okay, wave a flag going.
Hey, Ryan, look at Patrick Mahomes.
It's gonna be funny because anytime Rebecca Rope has the ball and he puts the ball on the floor, we yell, "No, pass, pass, pass!" There's multiple players on the Aztecs team because the offense makes me want to pull the hair out of my head, but the defense is one of the best in the country.
Well, it'll be a fun matchup.
It will be.
Bearing that we get there, hopefully.
Yeah, Aztecs got to win. I mean, I'd be shocked if Kansas loses.
Kansas will not lose.
Right.
They will.
The
not
odds are
lose.
in their favor,
Well, just wait till Texas Southern blows them out of the water.
but it's gonna be even better.
70-13.
It'll be
What if
even
it's
better.
Corpus Christi?
Yeah, dude, those teams are gonna. They've got the proximity advantage, both of them.
Good point.
Not by much, because
Good point.
Kansas to Fort Worth isn't that far.
Mhm.
Not at all.
But all I'm gonna say is, if you think the Aztecs aren't gonna travel well to Fort Worth, you're wrong. That's all. I'll leave it at that.
But I think both teams will travel well.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a great region.
Yeah.
Because you've got two Texas teams that are gonna be the 16. KU, which is less than 1,000 miles away. Same with Creighton and Omaha, and San Diego State, a fan base that loves to travel.
Isn't the
Also-
Final Four in Arizona next year?
Yes.
Yes, it is. No,
Where?
2024. It's in 2024.
Yeah. Sorry, Super Bowl's here.
Oh yeah, Super Bowl's here next year.
It's in Glendale.
Oh, it's like at State Farm Stadium.
Yeah,
Yes.
there will be 100,000 people at a basketball game.
Yes, there will
Jeez
be.
Louise,
Dude, the March Madness is awesome.
that's crazy.
Okay. Does anyone else have Texas losing in the first round?
Yes.
I
Yes.
probably have them losing pretty early because I
The
don't like
Hokies,
Texas.
yes, the Hokies.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, Hokies. Go
Virginia
Hokies.
Tech dance. They're dance.
Shout out John Smith.
Number one.
I don't think Texas is that good. One and two. I just think the Hokies are better.
They're good. Virginia Tech is
Hokies
playing.
better.
They're playing really good basketball right
Hokies
now.
better.
Yeah, Ken Palm has them. It's a 1-point game.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a really
That's the
good
spread?
matchup.
Yeah.
This
and the
game
spread's 1.5.
could 100% go either way.
But Virginia Tech's 23rd and Texas is 15. And they both play really slow basketball. Texas is 341st in tempo, and Virginia Tech is 344th. So first to 60 wins.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
so Parker, you said
Wait, is
you're
Loyola Chicago in the tournament this year?
They are.
Yeah, I think I have them losing in the first round.
Well, they're not that good this year, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Well, maybe
Loyola?
if Sister Jean wasn't anti-Semitic.
Ken Palm's fairly high on them, aren't they?
We're not getting into this
They're
conversation again.
24.
We're not doing this again, Pat.
Them and Ohio. I have them winning their first round matchup.
I have to beat Ohio
Yeah.
State.
I
I'd
do
be
too,
shocked
but
if Loyola Chicago.
Ohio
doesn't
State. I don't know. They got some good wins. I have Loyola, and I don't think that's a game I really have on my radar to change. But yeah, I don't know. But I
No,
have
I
them
have
losing
Loyola.
next round anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay, so Pat has the Hokies in the Elite Eight. I have Chattanooga and Colgate in the Sweet 16. Parker has Davidson in the Sweet 16.
Did I say Elite Eight?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to have them that far. No, I guess I
Tom.
did.
3 games.
Who is your surprise team to either make the Sweet 16 or Elite Eight?
So I believe, I have 2 double-digit teams making it to the Sweet 16.
Ooh.
I have the Virginia Tech Hokies and the South Dakota State Jack Wabbits. The Wabbits.
The Wabbits.
And then teams I'm making the Elite Eight that people would find surprising is LSU. and
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you
St.
think LSU has any chance of beating Auburn? Because I've been going back and forth.
Oh,
on
I
that.
have
Auburn?
Auburn losing
You
to Ohio
mean
State.
Broadburn?
Okay, so USC beats Auburn.
They could. USC's
That's
got a
why-
lot of height, which can counteract Walker Kessler, who is their most important player by
Yeah.
a mile.
Mm.
Well, him and Jabari Smith.
Yeah.
Jabari Smith's their best player.
Yeah, Jabari Smith is the
But
best player.
I think to their team,
Yeah.
Kessler's more important.
The offense
Yeah.
runs more through them, which is weird.
Last year's USC team would have definitely beat them. but
Last
this
year's
year,
USC team
I
just
don't
had.
know. I don't know.
They were so underseeded.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, I know.
They beat
Unfortunately,
They
yeah.
beat the. I don't. What's a good word? That's
The
not.
hell.
What?
Hell.
Yeah, they beat the hell out of KU.
They had
100%.
Evan Mobley.
They
and
beat the
weren't
this ain't no
great
regular
players
F
in there.
150. They beat the what out of them?
No, I'm not doing this.
I keep trying to even say the F word.
Oh, okay.
No,
Ruin his journalism career right here.
I'm not going to say the F word.
What F word?
Ruin his journalism.
What F word?
Either one.
I will not say any word starting with F.
What about fromage? What did you just
Ryan,
say?
how many teams make it to New Orleans?
Huh?
How many teams make it to New Orleans this year? Okay, good job. Good. Read.
4.
Oh, he got him. He said no word.
Yeah,
for
you
it.
said no. You walked into it, you idiot! You bum!
No!
Get dunked on.
Dang it! Okay, that's the only word starting with F that I will say. Deal?
Okay, I'm gonna say a word that starts with F. Finish the show. The 3-minute out rule is still in effect.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it all for our show.
He's trying to use.
I almost said something. I almost said something. So I almost said let's finish this one. Oh
Yeah! You dummy!
no!
Yeah.
Take a hike, bozo!
No! All right, that'll do it for tonight's show. We'll be back in a week. Is everyone going to be here?
I'm from it. Reddit. Destiny's still.
Pat, can you commit to that?
Probably.
I know you have commitment issues. It's okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a great rest of your night.